you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it to. I'm Bushka on Blitz, and this is a special late mail Mother's Day edition of a advanced tactical guide. That's right, today was Mother's Day, and we've shown the girl a whopping good time. We've been all over the Blue Mountains and just got in on the jet plane, i.e. the Nissan Dualis, into Sydney, and I'm rocking and rolling out here with you good boys and girls, showing you a little bit of love. This is the month of Bushka feasting, so we're going to be trying to do a video or a stream every single day as we roll forward this month. This one's obviously late on because I had to do the Mother's Day thing today, which was wonderful, and I had a great time with the girl. However, if you would like to sponsor the channel and keep the love rolling, click on the Patreon link here. From as little as $1 a month or $1 per video that gets posted to Patreon. It would really make all the difference in the world in keeping me constantly doing channel updates at this kind of a rate. Onwards and upwards. This is the Is-7. What's special about the Is-7? Well, there's two big things that come with this tank. One is, well, it's probably no secret for most of you that it's renowned for its strong armor profile and the exceptional amount of bounces and ricochets that it generates, and just how difficult it is to kill one-on-one. The other thing it's probably less renowned for, but it should be known for, is its exceptional speed. It's got 50 km/h top speed as a Tier X Heavy, and it's a really strong Tier X Heavy too. It doesn't carry that over into a turn fighter at all. It's got 25 degrees of traverse on its tracks and 18, not 30, 18 on its turret. However, what it does give you is a tank that can really get out to choke points and be an absolute breakthrough tank. And you need to be a bully in this tank. I'll get through the boring stuff right at the kickoff here. You need to be a bully because the gun's pretty pants. It's 0.40 dispersion, which is nothing special, and 2.9 seconds of aim time, which in fact, far from being nothing special, is pretty rubbish. It's 460 alpha, which is nice, so you can turn it into a bit of a peek-a-boom monster because it's a very big, healthy dose of alpha, even against another Tier X tank. What it isn't is accurate. It's not accurate, it doesn't have a quick aim time, and its penetration values aren't spectacular either. 260 millimeters of pen on your AP rounds, and a very average 303 millimeters of pen on your APCR. So you don't have great pen, you don't have great accuracy. What you do have though is a gun that is ideally suited to the tank, because the tank is a bully. It's got a lot of strength in its frontal armor pike nose. The profile is really strong at the front, and it's got some really sneaky, dirty side armor, which we're going to get to later on in the upcoming game on Middleburg. I'm playing here with a good mate of mine, HM Lee, really good player. He's in an Is-7 as well on the next game, and we have a bit of a double platoon. Now, this is a new style of review for me. I'm basically going to show you through a few things, stop it up, pause it up, tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing and how it works with this tank. But you can see straight away I've used speed boost. The tank is getting out up there after it very effectively, and I want to get to a very strong position here just next to the building that looks like a little face there on the left. Now, the Is-7 has a very, very weak lower glacis, and we'll have a look at the armor profile in just a tick. But what it does have is a pike nose. Now, the pike nose, for those of you that don't know, exists on quite a few of the Russian tanks in the game. The IS-3 is probably the most famous. The Is-7, the Is-8, they all run that pike nose look, and it's really effective. And what it means is that you don't angle the tank particularly. You point that nose directly at the enemy and use the excessive slope on the pike to bounce. Now, that sounds pretty simple, but the downside is, like with most tanks, is the lower glacis in the pike nose is every bit as pants as the lower glacis on most big heavy tanks. So what you need to be looking for, and ideally the best case scenario, is a low hill like this, which you can roll into, and almost like a Russian medium, because you're quite a low profile tank. Even for a Tier X heavy tank, you are surprisingly low profile. And you've got this big green area there you can see on the armor profile. That's via Armour Inspector, a brilliant app. Check it out in the App Store, Armour Inspector. Very, very handy, very well worth using. That's the no-go zone. You don't want people being able to hit there. And this is from the perspective of a 215B shooting at standard AP rounds. So that's plenty of pen with a really good gun, and you can see just how effective this tank is at bouncing those shots. And that pike nose, when pointed towards you, has really big slopes on it, so it's very, very tough to pen. But I've found a little hill, and it's not a big hill, and it's sloping down from my left as I'm looking at it to my right, which means that it will cover the lower glacis and still give me the opportunity for a tank that doesn't have a lot of gun depression and doesn't have a very tall turret or a very high mounted turret to get shots off at a target. Now this is the key, the target is above me. And because I can roll forward and back very slightly, really accentuating the angles on that pike nose, and the target is above me, I won't have any issues with gun depression, and Bob's your mother's brother, as they say in the classics. Now, remember I talked to you about this tank being a bully. You're going to see that in this map. I like moving it from one position to the next, where it's actually going from a position of strength to a position of strength. And you've heard me say that before, where I'm looking on reloads to go from hull down spot to hull down spot. And we've been really effective here. We've bounced a fully aimed FV4202 because our pike nose is exceptionally strong and he doesn't have any heat or APCR to pen, or he's got APCR, sorry, but that's his standard round. He doesn't have any premium ammunition with high pen, he's got Hesh. And even so, he'd still struggle. And you'll see we do bounce an Object 140 using heat later on in this video. So we're going to pump along here and actually move up towards that FV4202 and once he bails and get on with business. Now you can see here, he is retreating. He gets a very lucky bounce at the end, although it is quite a steep angle and this isn't the most effective gun, but you can see his turret isn't particularly strong. And we're now moving up down the bottom. There's a Scent 7-1. Now, the Scent 7-1's dirty little secret is if you sit too still in this tank, even with a big high dispersion gun like this, you can pen it right above the gun mantler, which I do here. Now, where am I going? I'm going from one strong point to another, and there was no way he could have hit me there because I was behind that mound in front of me. I'm going to hit him again on the move. I've looked at the mini-map and I know what's there. There's an IS-3 and a Ferdinand. Now, remember I talked about going hull down. Before, it was with a little berm. I'm going to do the same thing here. This big, nasty, angry bully of a breakthrough tank is going to move up to this little bit of rock, and the 30 is going to take one look at me and decide to go try and shoot someone else. Now, why is this so effective? And it's probably not fair to do it with a Ferdinand, but you can see he doesn't have the pen. He's going to go and try and shoot someone else. That's fine. I'm going to bash him. I want to show you how this tank works on the side. Now you can see I'm slightly angled there, almost like I'm side scraping off that rock. And it's really effective, and you can do this just about anywhere, because if you look at the sides of the tank, no bullet is penning through there from a gun like the 30 has. Now, why is that? Look at that spaced armour. That greyed out area there on the side is the skirt that you can't see. It forms the right-hand flank of the tank. And that yellow part there is the extremely sloped inner hull of the tank, coupled with the track next to it and the actual pink bit that you can see there, which is the spaced armour or the skirting. It will stop heat shots dead in their tracks. So if you're firing heat into the side of an Is-7, you are really doing the wrong thing. You need to be firing AP or APCR. Likewise, even if you do fire AP or APCR, because they are such strong angles and there is such a large amount of armor there and it's already angled when side scraping, you're going to find that often it just won't pen. So the only worry you have when side scraping in this tank is that you don't want to expose the pike nose, because if you're going flattened, like you can see this IS-3, the angle he is there to me is giving me a flat pike nose to hit. I don't hit it, but that's the problem. You want to be pointing the pike nose at them as often as possible. What you want to use it for is you go backwards and forwards and bait shots out of them. You don't actually give them a shot at that pike nose for more than a split second. And you'll get better at that as you get better at driving the tank. And you can see we're bouncing shots here, getting hits in the track as well. And we're focusing all our fire on that Object 140. HM Lee's been doing a fantastic job as a rear guard. We've gone hull down at the start, we've moved forward, hull down to put a shot in that Scent 7-1, driven straight past him and hull down over the top of that rock where the Ferdinand was, and now we're saving all those hit points, and that's heat. That is heat right at the pike nose of the Is-7. That's 330 millimeters of pen from that Object 140. You saw the yellow tracer? That's the sizzling gold stuff. And it still bounced. I don't mind someone firing heat. Got no problems with Premo at all. What I'm saying is that the Is-7 can frontally still bounce that kind of ammunition because it is tough as nails. It's a fantastic tank. It's a good giggle of a tank, and I'm going to be driving it a lot more in the very near future. I was very, very pleased to have a couple of games in it recently just to brush up on it, and it is superb. It's a great fun tank. It's strong, big blunderbuss of a cannon on the front, capable of doing a little bit of a side scrape and getting to choke points ASAP. So I hope you've enjoyed it. That's the new review style. I like to use it where we find games that suit the tank and show its strengths off, its mobility, its power, its ability to bully tanks. I think that's the best part of the Is-7's repertoire. I'm Bushka on Blitz. You've been bloody lovely. As always, if you would mind sponsoring the channel, that'd be fantastic. From as little as $1 a month, blah, 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 blah. We're going to be doing more videos, more streams, trying to get over to Seppo Land and see you boys on NA, maybe even hit up the Europeans. There's going to be a lot more streams coming on Asia as per the norm. And we've got a lot more stuff coming in the power positions, the map tactics guides, reviews, and general stuff as well. So I'm Bushka on Blitz. Enjoy yourself, stay safe on the battlefield, and bye till next time.